footage has surfaced of Sabrina Ionescu justifying these referees making horrendous calls.
Oh boy, Sabrina Ionescu has really gotten herself into trouble. New footage shows her defending the very referees who've been making controversial calls all season. Referees who often seem to favor certain teams while others get the short end of the stick. Sabrina probably thought she was being clever, but it completely backfired. Before we dive deeper, drop a comment. Do you think Sabrina knew what she was doing with these remarks? Or was it just incredibly poor timing?
Cheryl Reeve was the first one to expose it. She let it be known, bruh. The New York Liberty definitely have a special whistle. They don't call nothing, bro. I mean, they do all type of stuff. They can literally clothesline a player going up for a layup, and a referee will look at it.
Here's the scoop. Around 9 days ago, Sabrina Ionescu joined a podcast and took on the role of defending WNBA referees. The timing couldn't have been worse, given everything that's happened this season. Let's go through exactly what she said and why it's creating such a huge uproar in the basketball world.
One, officiating is a lot different. So I would say that is a separate but similar part. Like when you watch even like NBA or men's college, your star players get any call. Like you can like touch them with a little fingernail, they're going to the free throw line. In the W, they don't care. Like you can be averaging 30, you could be coming off the bench. You're not really getting the benefit of the doubt on a whistle. And I think that's kind of an adjustment too from college to the WNBA is like, it's just hard-nosed, physical, all the hand checks, like there are no hand check calls. Like as a point guard in college, if someone reaches and hits, you're getting that call. In the W,
Sabrina argued that WNBA referees don't give star players special treatment like NBA refs do. She said that in the men's league, even the slightest contact with a star can send them to the free throw line. But in the WNBA, she claimed, it doesn't matter whether you're a 30-point scorer or coming off the bench, you're not getting preferential calls. She described a league where physical play dominates and no one gets special treatment. The problem? Her timing is awful. This statement comes right after one of the most clearly one-sided officiating displays in recent memory during the Indiana Fever versus New York Liberty game, and who ended up benefiting from those no-star treatment calls. You guessed it, Sabrina's own team, the New York Liberty.
To alter the damn game. Yes, they altered the game. Not once, not twice, not three, not four.
But let's break down what really happened in that Fever versus Liberty game, because this is where Sabrina's defense of the refs completely falls apart. In that matchup, the referees missed over 10 calls against the Liberty, 10 separate instances. This isn't just human error or a few borderline plays. It shows a clear pattern of ignoring violations by one specific team. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever were on the verge of pulling off a statement win, one that would have dominated sports headlines. This wasn't just another regular season game. It was the kind of victory that could have shifted narratives and cemented the Fever as legitimate championship contenders. But the referees clearly had a different plan for how that game would end. And the frustrating part? These weren't close or debatable calls. We're talking obvious fouls, blatant contact, and clear violations that the officials somehow ignored entirely. It was so bad that even casual fans, who normally don't focus on officiating, were calling it out on social media, turning corrupt refs into a trending topic. Now, Sabrina wants us to believe this is just the way the WNBA operates. Tough, physical basketball with no special treatment. But her argument falls apart completely. The New York Liberty have been getting favorable calls all season, and it's become painfully obvious. This isn't something new that happened just in that controversial game against Indiana. It's been going on all year. Remember last year's WNBA championship run? Cheryl Reeve, who never hesitates to speak her mind, was one of the first prominent voices to call out the Liberty's special treatment by referees. She made it clear that something was off whenever New York was involved, and she was right. Over the season, the evidence has only piled up. Game after game, the Liberty get away with plays that would draw immediate fouls on any other team, while their opponents are penalized for even the smallest contact, sometimes on plays barely qualifying as basketball moves. It's become so obvious that even Liberty fans in comment sections notice it, though they're hardly complaining about the favorable calls. Then comes Sabrina on her podcast, trying to normalize this poor officiating, claiming it's just how the WNBA works. She talks about how guards have to adjust to not getting hand check calls, how the game's physicality is different from college basketball, and how players are stronger after years of professional training. Sure, some of what Sabrina says might be true on a surface level, but it completely misses the main point everyone's raising. The real issue isn't that the WNBA is more physical than college basketball, or that the game has evolved. The problem is that the rules aren't applied consistently across teams and players. When Caitlin Clark gets slammed going to the basket with no call, but a Liberty player gets a whistle for minimal contact, that's not about league physicality. It's about clear, systematic officiating bias favoring certain franchises. And speaking of Caitlin Clark, she's been at the center of questionable calls all season. This is her second year in the league, so she's not a rookie who's still learning the professional game. She's proven herself on the biggest stages, putting up amazing numbers and establishing herself as one of the top players in the league. Caitlin Clark is drawing fans and attention to the WNBA like never before, yet she's treated as if she doesn't deserve fair calls on the court. The contrast in officiating is glaring. Caitlin can be knocked around, grabbed, or fouled with no repercussions for the defenders, but the moment she makes any contact with a Liberty player, the whistle blows immediately. This isn't about adapting to professional basketball. It's about clear preferential treatment for certain teams and players based on factors that have nothing to do with the game itself. Sabrina Ionescu just landed in hot water after defending WNBA referees, claiming the league doesn't give star players special treatment. Right after her own team, the New York Liberty, benefited from clearly biased officiating. Fans and analysts alike have noticed a consistent pattern all season where the Liberty get favorable calls while teams like Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever are penalized for minimal contact. Instead of calling for fair and consistent officiating, Sabrina's comments came across as tone-deaf, normalizing a system that undermines competitive integrity and credibility in the league. Her timing couldn't have been worse, and the backlash has been swift, highlighting how crucial unbiased officiating is for the WNBA's growth and reputation.